Hey guys, so I'm going to do this eyeliner look for you today. Really actually simple, don't overcomplicate it. It looks like it's more difficult than it is. I wanted Katie to get in the intro with me, but somebody didn't want to come out of the bedroom, so she didn't want to say hi. Anyway, so if you want to learn how to do an inner and outer wing on your eyeliner, keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to be using two different things. I have a gel liner. This is Dip Down by MAC. Just like a traditional gel liner. I like to use brown or an eggplant color or like a dark gray rather than black. That's just my personal preference. I feel like black can be really stark sometimes unless you have darker features. Then black is a little bit more forgiving. But for me, I feel like I look better in a brown liner or something that's like a deeper shade but not quite black. And then the brush I'm using is a round detail brush. This is a paintbrush from the craft store. It is a size 12/0, I think is how you say that. It's just a real itty bitty liner brush. Compared to my gel liner brush from MAC, it's much finer. So you can see how much smaller this brush is compared to this one. I feel like I can do a lot more detail, especially on the inner corner with this brush. So what I'm going to do is take my gel liner and I'm going to scoop some out onto my brush. You can see I've got a little glob like that, and then I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. And when I'm putting it on the back of my hand, I'm rolling, oh I just made a mess, I'm rolling the brush through. I hope you guys can see this. Rolling it through to completely saturate all the bristles, but leaving behind some for later. And I like this because my hand is going to keep the product warm, and it's going to be a lot more easy to manipulate and get it where I want it, rather than straight out of the pot. I'm going to do this in two different steps. I'm going to do the inner corner wing first, and then I'm going to do the outer corner wing, and I'm not really going to do anything in the middle. I'm just going to leave that bare. I feel like it closes out the eye when you line all the way across. So the easiest way to do this is to have your mirror in front of you and tilt your chin up and look down into the mirror rather than having your eyes open and looking straight into the mirror. It makes it harder to manipulate. So I'm going to tilt my head back and I'm going to look down into the mirror, and the first thing I'm going to do is create a little line from the first eyelash down to my tear duct. Just a little line. So you can see that I gave it a little bit of a flick on the inner corner, just a little. This can be straight, don't overcomplicate it. Just a line from your first eyelash to your tear duct. On the bottom, do the same thing from my last eyelash and bring it back in and meet at a point. So you're creating like a greater than, less than sign, or like a little sideways V. On the bottom, I'm going to go from the last eyelash in, you can see that, and then I just want to sharpen up this little point right here so it's not so squared off. I want it to be a sharp little point. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to be going this way, pulling the line in towards my nose. I'm just going to very gently sharpen that up. There we go. If you need to clean this up a little bit more, you can take a flat concealer brush, something that you can get to a really, look, I'm trying to focus as if I'm the camera, trying to get to like a really fine point, and that fits perfectly right there. So I'm just going to put that underneath. Sort of shimmy my way inward, and you can see how that just straightened that up underneath. So now I'm going to do the outer wing. let me move so you guys can see this better. I have you currently set up on a candle holder that has on top of it a glass jar full of Q-tips, and then my hair pick is balancing the camera lens from falling into the jar, and I have my mirror set up behind that so I can make sure that everything is relatively in focus. So this is like a real ghetto rig happening right now. Okay, so my last eyelash, again, I've got my chin tilted back and I'm looking down into the mirror, because if I go like this, it's going to be much harder. So you can see, let me put my eyelash on. I just created a little line. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go all the way to the end of this line, but about halfway through, I'm going to draw my brush inward, like that. So you can see that I'm going to start to fill this in. So now you can see that I've created a bit of like an open triangle. All you gotta do now is fill that in and you're done. I'm not gonna line any of this in here. And I still have this heated up on the back of my hand, so I can go back in and pick up more as I need it. And really the trick here is to alternate the direction that your brush is going. So does your brush need to go from the inside out, or does it need to go from the outside in? Determining which direction you're going to move your brush is going to help you figure out where your edges are going to be sharper and where they're going to be fuller. So for example, if I go from this outer corner up, then my point is going to be here. If I start back here and I go in, then this edge is going to be thicker and it's going to be thinner as I go in. So I hope that makes sense. What are you doing in there? You.
I'm waiting to flush. You paused it. I didn't want to flush it.
And that's pretty much it. I finished with just some lipstick I already had on, brows and concealer and blush, and other than that we are ready to go. Thanks for watching. I need to do an intro still. I don't know what to say. I feel weird doing this with you up here. No. Come in here. Get in it with me.
Are you crazy? Look at me right now.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
Okay.